All right, peace and chaos, family. We're back. It's your boy Ani Osaru, Spiritual Shade Room. Shout out to all the Nagas and Fangs, priests and priestesses. We have a special guest today, Miss Empress Gemini. And if you guys don't know how I met this goddess, we did the spiritual retreat about 2 years ago. I feel like 2 years now. It doesn't feel like 2 years, but I think it was in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
We needed someone. We kind of came to you randomly, so it was like a random approach. We needed somebody to get on the Tibetan singing bowls, because we had people doing the yoga exercises and all of that outside. And if you guys remember the pictures I shared, she did an excellent job at the retreat we did. So shout out to you and welcome to the platform.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, that retreat was definitely memorable and such a great time. And I'm so glad that we connected. And I'm glad to be here. Shout out to everybody on YouTube.
Excellent, excellent. So yeah, very, very rarely, I would say, I can have someone in my area that I can interview, because I feel like I'm more connected internationally to people or across the states. So this is special for me to have someone within this area that I can see physically, because we often go through these spiritual shops and I'll see you or someone in the area. So it's good to have that feeling that I can connect and have a physical connection to someone, because when you get into consciousness and spirituality, you got in between so many people, everybody else calling you either crazy or you on some hotel stuff or some shit like that. So that's real good for me. So tell the family a little bit about yourself, Miss Empress, your brand, your products, your business, or some things that you do, before we get into some of these questions, so people can get a feel for who you are.
Okay. Well, my name is Empress, and I am the founder of Isha Essence, which is a company. It's a holistic medicine company. So I sell like herbs to help people heal, because I'm all about raising our consciousness by cleansing our body, detoxing our body, because our vessel is the the key to our ascension. And in order to ascend, and in order to get to a place of wholeness, our vessel must be cleansed. So that's what I do. I started my company with my product, Caverse. So this is
Oh,
the toothpaste. It's an all natural toothpaste. It stops bleeding gums, aching teeth, and tooth sensitivity. And so many people love it. I'll just show you guys again. This is how it looks. But this is what I started my company with. I have over 60 products that I sell, and it's just I work at a lot of events, and it's just such a joy to meet thousands and thousands of people on a yearly basis, and to connect with them and to help them in a way that I can. So yeah, I also do yoga, Reiki, meditation, and sound healing like I did at that retreat. I have my own events, I've had my own retreats. So, that's definitely a huge component of what I do, amongst the vast amount of other things that I do as well.
so as far as events, which events did you have recently? Because I see you be moving a little bit. I be seeing you take pictures with certain people I be seeing around on the scene. So what events have you been to recently, and who have you been building relationships, with, that somebody may know just passing by, and what is the detail about that product? Because I seen the product when we had the store, uh, the toothpaste. Talk about the product and what makes that such a dynamic product that people should look into it for.
So for me, what makes this so valuable to our community is that it is 100% natural. For the reason why I made this was because I had a cavity,
Mm,
and literally after 2 weeks of using this, it was gone. I have before and after pictures on my Instagram page, and on my website as well. But yeah, like that's what I started my company with. Um, and then the event, I was just at like I just seen Billy Carson at the Nine Ethers event, like literally Saturday.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
They
So
had a event. Okay.
I'm always working at vending like events. I'm a vendor, so I sell my products there at many events throughout the year. And I also have my own. I did have a a, a Let's Cook It event. So I have different events. This Let's Cook It event was very successful. It was 30 people. It was kind of intimate, and we all sang. We had vegan food. You know, we shared our poetry and talked about important ways to build in our community.
Excellent, excellent. I missed that event. I remember they were talking about a new event coming up. So shout out to everyone who set that up. So spirituality, as far as you know, the basic vibe of how we talk about the nuances of the matrix and how the physical and all of these things are bogging us down as spiritual beings. How did you find your way into spirituality? You know, everybody has a different path and how they did it. For me, for instance, I started watching Hidden Colors documentary first. Started with Hidden Colors, and then that brought me into the Afrocentric whole movement with our master teachers like John Henry Clark, Yosef Ben Yakin, and Bobby Hemmett, Phil Valentine, all these other people. I didn't even know these people existed at first. So how did you come into your spirituality of how you practice? How was that experience for you?
I would say it's a constant refining process, you know, of filtering out and weeding out, you know, the quote unquote bad apples.
Hmm.
And honestly, I've always been a loner. I've never fit in with none of the schools that I've been to. I was just always a loner. Everybody knew me, but I didn't connect with people, you know, and so that was really, I was always by myself. And then, of course, I started learning about like healing, like Dr. Savy and things of that nature, because I just don't believe that we have to suffer in life. And I feel like, you know, all of the ailments that we experience in our day to day basis are due to the habits that um, we practice every day. And that a big part of that is the food. You know, how are you feeding your body? How are you feeding your mind? How are you feeding your spirit? You know, so
That's powerful. That's powerful. Yeah, because I speak about that. You know, I talk about the food matrix. You know, now more than ever, you got RFK coming in office. He's talking about taking these red dye out of the food, extracting these things like soy, all of this stuff that they be killing us with. And we're supposed to be becoming more natural, you know, in what we eat. And I see a big push for people to try to make an attempt to watch what they eat because, you know, I don't really trust nobody that eat McDonald's. You know, you still eating McDonald's at this point. I haven't eaten McDonald's in like damn 10 plus years. I can't remember last time I had anything from McDonald's. So as far as that, what is something someone can prepare easily as a meal or something they can whip up real quick to start to ease them into changing how they eat? There's something off the top of your mind that you know you do yourself.
man, one of my favorite meals, I make this mushroom quinoa. It's
Ooh,
so amazing. So
okay.
amazing. And so just incorporating more fruits into your diet. you know, on a daily basis, and buy some apples, eat apples, you know, when you first wake up for a snack, whenever you want a snack, you know. It's funny that you say that too, because I'm actually launching a free webinar for people to learn how to transition smoothly in a more to a more organic, holistic lifestyle. So I'm literally launching that on Sunday.
Y'all hear that? Y'all need to make that webinar. Make
Yes,
sure
I will be posting it on my Instagram for sure.
y'all make sure I got her information in the tab. So y'all gotta check that out. And as far as the organic foods, they be messing with that too though.
Exactly, that's true. And this is, you know, as a health advocate, because I talk all the time about health and wellness. It's it's you just can't get around anything. When I say that living is not easy, like the water is poisonous, the air is poisonous when they with all the chemtrails, you know, the food is poisonous. You know, everywhere we turn, it's always a battle that we have to stay balanced on our straight and narrow path that we've chosen for ourselves. But you know, not even a lot of people see it like that. But even with the water, you know, having filters, water filters and shower filters, you know, you can grow your own food. You can, you know, so it's ways around it. But I will still always say, no matter what, um, just get the fruits and vegetables nonetheless. Wash them and clean them as much as you can. You know, always do the best that you can. And some people are hard and they'll be like, "No, don't drink out of plastic." But if that's all you can get, at least you're drinking water, not soda, you know? So you just gotta find the balance of being too tough on yourself, you know, do what you can and have grace with yourself because it's not easy.
I agree with that. They be like going too over top. You got that plastic bottle, like that was a curse or something like that. So we understand what you're saying with the plasticides, you know, y'all be real deep into the stuff. And you know, me too, but in different areas, we're deep into this. So as far as cleaning fruits, like I saw a video, and you can clarify or not clarify that, and I started doing it by the way. So apple vinegar is like, or vinegar within itself, real powerful with spirits. Um, certain fruits you may get from, it could be from Walmart or whatever, which we don't advise for you to go to those places. But even if you get it from the old countryman on the side that's selling, you know, some farm, you know, items or products or vegetables or fruit, you should clean those fruit, not just with
Right.
water. So I heard you put the baking soda with the apple or the vinegar, and you combine them and you soak the fruits. And they show like when you put the fruits in and you soak it, it had all types of dirt and little small little bugs and stuff pop up. So the dynamic of cleaning the fruits, can you speak on how important that is before ingesting, just buying it? Because a lot of people just buy it, they put a little water on it. Is that good? Can they just put water on it, or should they thoroughly clean that thing or something?
Yeah, they like I've even washed my fruit with Dr. Bronner's. Like there's the one without scent, you know. The amount of dirt that you wash off of your fruits can be mind-boggling, you know. Of course, don't dirt won't kill you or hurt you. We're made of dirt, you know, from dirt or whatever. But there's a lot of parasites and stuff that also live inside of fruits as well and foods. So it's vitally important to cleanse your fruits and vegetables thoroughly.
Oh, okay. So what would you call it? You said a Dr. Browner? Because I see somebody in the chat saying that I may not get given no good advice. Is the apple vinegar, is that good or is that bad? Or do you know?
Yeah, You
Is it
can use
cool?
vinegar. You can use. I like to use baking soda personally as well.
Baking soda. Yeah, that's why I said like I combine baking soda with mine. So I think that's like a different way than just using vinegar. Like baking soda is real powerful as well.
Right. I like using baking soda.
So, okay, so let's get into some questions. So as far as um recent events, so we just had a Super Bowl. We don't have to get into Super Bowl, but you guys go over Patreon. I just did a full breakdown. If y'all want to follow up on what happened in the Super Bowl, go to Patreon right now. We just did an excellent decode on everything you need to know. But you got Trump coming in 2025. He just had his inauguration. He got all of this reform and things. Then you had Kanye on Twitter during Black History Month, quote unquote, doing all of these rants about things. And then you had Kendrick Lamar performing at the Super Bowl. All three of these people are Gemini. Now, your name, you got Gemini in it. So you got to put us up on game of how that energy, what is up with this Gemini? Can you tell us a little bit about Gemini energy for us? Can you give us a little explanation of how that works?
I think the mind of Geminis are so vast, expansive. Like we really see the higher picture, like or the bigger picture of things. Um, because yeah, I have like 5 to 6 different Gemini placements in my chart.
Damn, you the
So
super Gemini.
yeah, what you say?
I said you the super Gemini.
Yeah, and I absolutely love twins. You know, the duality, seeing the duality of life. I would definitely say just our perspective on life is different for sure.
So I hear things about Gemini's having being two different people. Is that true? Are y'all two different when you have them placements? Can you be two different people at random times, or is that just some type of myth
It's
about how people are?
definitely some type of myth because,
Oh,
you know, we all have different aspects of us, you know.
oh,
I think that the way that we change through these aspects of ourselves could I think that's where the difference lies, you know what I'm saying? And the
oh,
fact that we can see both sides, like whenever somebody tells me a story, if you could tell me like, "Oh, she did this to me, she burned my clothes." Some people be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that," but I'm like, "What did you do to make her burn your clothes?" You
right.
know? It's always 2 sides to a story. So, I'm big on, like, seeing the full picture for what it is. Um, yeah, I'm big on that.
I'm Gemini ascendant in Vedic astrology, so I got big energy with that.
Mm,
So yeah, I got big energy with that. So let's get into this other portion. So when we're talking about the spiritual journey, because I heard you speak about this a little bit, I want you to go in a little bit more detail. How does a man and woman spiritual past mean something significantly when engaging in relationships in business? Can you talk to me about what possibly from a person's spiritual past can affect another person's aura in the process of what they've been through? How does that all work, and what is that all about?
feel like you just asked me 2 different questions in that one statement.
Okay, so let's start with spiritual past. Can that affect a person, like based on what they've done or what they're doing spiritually? Because I think it goes together, because your aura is who you are, and your spiritual past may build that aura, or the how your aura is can be based on how what you do spiritually or how you conduct yourself.
Uh, so, you know, whenever we meet people, we never see them they never show us their true them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the more time that you spend with someone, you start to see more of their patterns, their habits, and you start to see why they're acting why the way they're acting. And so, you know, sometimes a person is not staining their aura, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I see things in different people. Oh, I see different things in people. I can see animals in people sometimes. I can see like the pain of what they've endured. And so when we talk about their aura being stained, they're carrying that around them. It hasn't been released. And so to the average eye, no, that's not easily seen. But to people who have the gift and have spiritual insight and have a deep intuition, it's easily seen. And so when you're talking about being on the same path with someone, um, and how it affects your business and things of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what you've been through, the path doesn't necessarily matter because at the end of the day too, it's about how you connect to them. But I find that it's hard for two people on different paths to align. When I really think about it, in order for two people to come together and meet, do you know how much has to align for these two people to, as much as there is going inside the world, you know what I'm saying? For us to just meet in this place at the same exact time, alignment has to be there.
That's powerful. How everything moved for you to even meet that person there, and then for you to combine those energies and move together to sustain something. That's something significant, and that's like an occurrence that's very significant.
And
Even though,
I would love to add, like when you're with somebody, you're a whole nother entity. You're two planets together. Your energy forms something, you know, that is I can't even think of the word. Monumental and it's
mm,
unseen. And um you're like the superhuman, you know what I'm saying?
right.
Depending on who you with. And so it
So it
matters.
could be a magnification, of certain traits, certain things. It could be a magnification when you get around a person, or it could be a subtraction of certain
Exactly.
traits, because certain people, they have different things and placements within them that can take away from those aspects that you display naturally and normally. So you have to, would you say you have to watch out for that to see signs for that?
Facts. Facts. Because with the negative, it takes something from you. Powerful relationships, you're a force to be reckoned with. But when there's something being subtracted and it's not positive, it's definitely something you gotta distance yourself from. Because some people just want to take your energy and your magic from you.
I like that. Taking magic, take that magic. There's a lot of energy vampires out here. Do you think that happens because it's normal? Is it because it's them, or have they been bitten by another energy vampire and now they're the energy vampire like a zombie? How do a person do you feel, or not, no, you gotta tell how to feel, but energy vampires, how do we deal with them? Like, do we just give them the stiff arm, or how do we if a person
Definitely, definitely give them a stiff arm for sure. And I feel like if you're not working to evolve and to heal and to be your best version, then you're just working for the opposite team and decline. You either going up or you going down. That's just it, you know.
makes sense? That makes
So
sense. Yeah, and us as spiritual beings, you guys should look and see if you're on the way to a certain projection. You don't want a certain person just because you like a certain thing. Y'all know what I mean. You may like a certain thing. Don't be the thing that take away everything else. You know?
Yeah. And it's in relationships, I've always been a type to like it's not about what's best for you or best for me, it's about what's best for us. And I would never try to ask you or make you do something that I want you to do because it's for me. Now, if it's not for your benefit, then I'm not even gonna ask you.
That's
Mhm.
powerful. That makes sense. So let's stay on that because we're talking the dynamic men and women relationships. Do you feel like women should be possessive territorially, if I pronounce that right? Or is that a man or a masculine trait to be that possessive that way?
It depends on are you for the matriarch or are you for the patriarch? You know,
Mm, go into
that's
that.
like me personally, I'm for the matriarch. You know, any man that I have around me in my circle, he values me to the utmost. He will not disrespect me. He will not raise his voice at me. You know,
Mm,
no matter how mad he may be, he will just be like, you know, I'm gonna talk to you later. You know, because as a man, you're becoming upset and acting overly emotional is very like feminine energy. And having a man that's solid in his emotions, and knows how to conduct himself no matter which emotion he feels, that's
mhm.
different. And so I'm very protective over my loved ones, my friends. I'm very protective because I know things spiritually that they don't. You know? So, and I see how people will spiritually punk them. I see it happen all the time. And, just having somebody like, because I'll be like, no, I don't want to do that to you, because they don't understand. Some people, they just don't understand what's happening. And so yeah,
You said spiritually punk them. What is
yeah,
that?
yeah. Um, spiritually punking someone. It's kinda like show boasting energy, like, well, it's not that I want your background, but I just want it just because I know I can have it, you know? Punking them, it's kinda like it's spiritually bullying them, um, and it's sad. It's not good for their psyche, you know?
That's crazy. That be going on. People be bullying people and taking advantage of things.
I mean, honestly, there is not too much healthy masculinity in the world. I see women get taken advantage of all the time. Um, because at the end of the day, a woman should only have to say no one time. She should not have to keep saying no. You should not keep hounding her for her number, you know?
Mhm.
A man should never like yell and raise his voice at a woman. I've always been the type of person, like, if I'm not feeling too happy, Imma just leave because I'm not gonna match your energy and I'm not gonna yell at you. Nah,
Mhm.
mm-mm,
Now,
I
now,
don't do
now,
that.
what about these women that be raising their voice? How should the man conduct themselves like that? Because it's the masculine. As far as there's a big feminine uprising on the counterpart of masculinity, but there's a lot of masculinity uprising on the women's end. What do you say to
Mhm.
that?
I feel like men should just walk away as well because why match
Mm,
her energy? You have to be the bigger person. You have to be the bigger person.
right,
And because at the end of the day, if you got two negatives, it's just gonna if two people are yelling at each other, somebody gonna end up hurt. Energy explodes like that, you
right.
know? And so until you can speak on a natural note or cordial tone, you just shouldn't really speak. That's how I feel.
Get it. I get it. So, and as far as that dynamic, is there a spiritual benefit to celibacy when you're in a relationship? You know, a man and a woman. I hear a lot about, you know, semen retention and these other aspects to Tantra. What if there is one? What is the spiritual benefit can you get out of being celibate or reserving yourself, preserving that sexual energy within yourself?
How do they say distance makes the heart grow fond? You know,
Mhm.
just because you have something on me, you shouldn't abuse it. You
Right,
know, we must practice discipline in every aspect of our life. Food, TV, electronics, you know, everything, even our partner. Like I after my last relationship, I really understood the value of me having my own space as a woman, even if we're in the same household, you know? We need our own mental spaces because we're mixing energy constantly by being around whoever, you know, and we don't have time or even the mental peace and clarity that we get from solitude if we're always around people. We can't get that.
right, right. Uh, so talk about that. The importance of having reserving your independent space away from the individual. How important is that to your sanity, your spirituality? Speak about that a little bit
It's
for everyone.
everything to me. Like when I have several different businesses, and if I have someone constantly around me, then like my mind is on them. Have you ever tried to work with somebody else in a room and it's just
Mhm.
like you kind of can't get your work done because they're there?
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So it's one of those things to where you gotta tell your friend like, "Oh, you know, you can't come over until I'm finished my homework." Because you have to be able to focus on that, and whenever just like I said, whenever you're around somebody, you're a whole different entity.
Hmm.
That's why, and it even works on both polarities, you know? So, to me, having my, solitude and independence is everything for work schedule and just clarity and peace of mind, you know? I enjoy, like, not waking up to somebody, um, breathing in my face, having to listen to somebody breathe constantly, you know? Like, I'm just like, "Oh my god, you hungry now? You gotta use the bathroom now?" Because I hear everything. I feel everything in the house, you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like, when somebody gets up to use the bathroom, I hear that. And so
Right.
that's I don't wanna say it's a distraction, but, like, I'm aware of that, you know what I'm saying? And so, with me personally, I require a certain level of focus, and
Mhm.
so, yeah, I value my solitude tremendously, and I think that everybody needs to take time out for themselves regularly and meditate and, you know, write down their goals and things of that nature.
Yeah, I agree. I like my solidarity. I got to have my solidarity, especially as a spiritual being. That's how I recharge and go into my inner world, my magical universe of how I construct and use my energy. I need to have that, you know, and piggybacking off your statement, back in the Kemetic Egyptian times, the pharaoh and the queen did not sleep in the same room, y'all. They slept in separate rooms. When we got into the Eurocentric portion, you know, them being in them caves, um, the Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal in the caves. That's kind of why we have houses now in the way that we do. It's, you know, the houses is 90 degrees, you know, they call it the poison arrows, 90 degrees. Everything's a block system. We're in these block cubes. You know, we're living into these closed systems of energy, and that kind of gets into us when we're around each other, male and female. the magnetism gets kind of wacky when you're constantly around each other a whole lot. You need to get out of each other's face a little bit, or separate and get away a little bit.
That's what, like, the tension that you feel. And for me personally, if I'm away from work too long, my spirit gets agitated. Like, I'm like, yo, I don't want to be here. Like, it's even if I did want to be there, that inner me that knows I need to be working on my goals and building is like, yo, you need to leave. Why am I here? Nothing's exciting. Like, I'm just constantly thinking about all the things I should be doing. And so, yeah, that's just how I feel about it.
I get it. That's dope topic right there. So as far as females, let's go back to females now. We got this little BBL thing going on. Got the little BBL thing. Some men they like it. They like seeing, because men like to see through their eyes. Women don't need the eyes. They can close their eyes. They don't need to look at. They don't need to look at it. Or I mean, a woman wants a fine looking man, a good looking man. But as far as men, we live through what we see. So I guess women feel right now, or not just women, a certain type of women feel that getting a BBL, making it more appealing, being voluptuous, is going to attract that male. But there's been a lot of tragedies on the end of them getting these BBLs. What's the phenomenon of that, and why? What is your opinion on these tragedies happening and women getting BBLs?
For every action, there's a consequence.
Mm.
And, people, when you make the bed, you gotta lie in it. And people are doing this because they're not happy with themselves. People like entertainment, right? I'm
Right.
not big on entertainment. I'm not. Like, because people will literally watch trash and laugh at other people getting hurt and killed, and they think that's funny. That's their entertainment. Um, and it's very detrimental to their minds, and they don't understand that. And so, like, we live in a world to where we don't see ourselves, we don't know ourselves, and we follow what we see, right? And so, because we don't love ourselves, we will stoop and do anything to be accepted and to feel liked by other people. And the outcomes is fatal. It can be fatal, putting toxic chemicals in your body. I mean, the food is already bad enough, but to go and do some BBL stuff, come on now, because you want your body. Like, people don't understand that God made them perfect. People hate themselves, and they'll say whatever they want. So no, like, but why are you injecting poison? Do you know what this stuff is made out of? Do you know, like, how this has killed people? And you still want to take that chance? So women, like, we need to learn how to value ourselves and to not raise our voice at men. You know what I'm saying? To not get in a man's face, because the moment that man hits you, he wrong. But, why are you doing that to men who's the stronger, the physically stronger counterpart to the feminine aspect? So don't put yourself in these situations. Like, we have to be smarter. Um, we have to be smarter, basically.
Yeah, we definitely got to be smarter. We got to be we got to think. We got to think before y'all go out here and, yeah, definitely what you're saying with men. Don't do that, because you gonna get what you asking for. Some of these guys out here, they'll do something crazy that you're gonna highly regret. They doing a lot of things that the men of my generation, I don't know about this new generation, they prototypically won't do that, or we learn from the generation before. But there are a lot of emotionally charged people on both ends that is radical. There's a lot of stuff happening that shouldn't happen, and it's unfortunate. But as far as the BBL, I'll be looking at just why would you do that to yourself? Like, as far as what you were saying, you don't even know what's in these things, like these injections. You haven't studied thoroughly what are these components and these mixtures you're injecting in. And most of the time, they body be looking like the Batman enemy penguin. They be having the little legs. They have the little chicken legs, and then they just get all big and crazy, you know. And I'd be like, that's what people like to look at. They're gonna look back at us 80, 100 years from now and say these people was insane.
Facts, man. We live in a microwave world, and instead of doing things the natural way, people would rather have surgery to have it done. And listen, like, don't get me wrong, because I'm skinny. You know,
Yeah.
I'm skinny, but listen, I always tell people I don't care. First of all, any man that I've been with have loved me in through any form that I've been with. If whether I was really, really skinny, I've never really been fat though. But nonetheless, you know, if a man or a person don't love you for how you are, then why are you trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't change yourself for someone else who will end up leaving you anyway. You know, we have to learn how to love ourselves and do things naturally.
That's
And
facts.
that's my whole message for my business, you know? Um, self-love, self-care, elevation, yeah, growth, expansion.
No, that's dope. So I got one last question. I saw you talking about this one time. I thought it was very interesting. What is it when someone has a mark of death upon them spiritually? You were alluding to something of a situation you seen with another person, you know, someone who faces death repetitively. What is that? Is that bloodline related, or is this some other type things of why people be running into these instances? Not just, you know, just death, but just negative circumstances in general.
People think that sage works. It don't. I'm not. It don't work like the way that they think it works. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because how do you really cleanse the unseen? How do you really cleanse your soul? You
Mhm.
know? And so it definitely can be and is bloodline related, but it's
Mhm.
also the amount of negativity that we suck up. You know, I mean, when you look around at the world, it's terrible out there as far as like molestation, kidnapping, you know, the celebrities with adrenochrome, you know, like mad people go missing, you know, organs are
Mhm.
getting sold, all of that. So like it's a lot of evil in the world, darkness. And you can see it, like when you feel it when you meet people, you're like, "Ah, I don't know, something's wrong. Something's off with that his energy." You know, like me being a woman when I go out sometimes, I feel like the men are looking me at me like I'm a piece of meat, you know? And some
Mhm.
people I know that if they were alone with me, they would try to harm me, you know?
Mhm.
I feel that, you know what I'm saying? And so when I talk about negativity, that's what I'm talking about. The feelings you get when you're around somebody when you know like something's wrong, something's not right in this, you know?
Mhm.
The hatred that people carry in their heart, you know? So yes, it is bloodline related, but it's also like the spirit. Like people are possessed, you know?
Mhm.
People might say something to you and be like, "What? I didn't say that." You know? Just like that movie Glass, you know?
Glass. Mhm.
That and I also wanted to reference, have you ever seen the movie Nefarious?
Nefarious.
Yes, it's on Amazon Prime.
I don't think I've seen that. What was that about? Because I watch a lot of movies now. Because I
Li
didn't see that.
When I tell you I'm a movie head, because I make jewelry, and so I'm
Mhm.
making jewelry and I'm also watching TV sometimes. But I just love, like, I really want to be like a movie critic because these movies be so in depth. But the movie is about this man. He's scheduled for death. He's sentenced to death, and he's in prison. And so this spirit called named Nefarious is inhabiting his body. And you can hear when Nefarious is talking, and you can then he switches back to the other guy whose body, it's originally. And so it's just really deep. It's definitely a mind, um, like a mind. I was gonna say a mind.
Okay, was it like suspenseful or something?
It's suspenseful, and it's it could be a thriller,
Oh, it's a
because
thriller
you have
too.
this spirit speaking in this man,
Mm.
telling the guy what he wants him to do and telling him the
Oh,
future.
so okay, so it's like the spirits talking to the man, and they're showing the dynamic of how it's going.
Exactly.
Okay,
And he's
yeah.
he's telling you about, like, how people sign their souls over to demons, and it starts off as small,
Mhm,
like people are literally digging their graves. Like, okay, go take this lollipop. Oh, okay, I'll go take the lollipop. The next time is go take a pair of shoes. Okay, I'll do that. The next time is go cheat on your wife. Okay, I'll do that. The next time it gets bigger and bigger. Kill this
mhm,
person now. You know? And so when we talk about having a claim on someone's soul, like, either how they say the devil's always working.
mhm.
So what is the devil doing? The devil is trying to claim people's souls and take them away from God, right?
Right.
Um, and that's a real thing, and they demonstrate that very well in the movie. And I've seen people souls get snatched. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's some wild stuff that be happening out here.
I don't seen it too. Yeah, real archonic activity, real stuff that's real off. And you can see a person. A lot of times you'll see a person from high school or years ago, and you see them again, and you like, why are they like that? You don't see it's something holding them. Not to say the dynamic of whether who's doing good or who isn't. That's one thing. But the dynamic of when you see spiritually in them, you see something that's unsettled. And that could be something possessive, a spirit that's been attached to them and it's grown and it's taking over and it's dictating the reason why they can't get out the rut that they're in. And a lot of people don't know that they're in that rut because the spirit is taking over. It's almost like this is yeah, it's possessing the body. But you should have told me you was a movie buff. Now I gotta ask what your top 5 TV movies that you've been watching now. What
Oh,
you been
okay.
looking
The
at?
Foundation,
I love Foundation. I love
that
Foundation.
was amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Altered Carbon, hands
I like
down,
that.
one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
absolutely love The Harder They Fall.
the Harder They Fall. I like that one too. The Harder They Fall was great. That was good.
Nefarious, really good as well.
I gotta check that out. I gotta check that out. Mm. What's the last one? You gotta give me a last one now.
Um, mm, and I can't think of nothing right now.
I've been watching. Okay, recently we've been looking at. We watched Castle Rock. I just started back Invincible. By the way, family, Invincible is back out. Invincible out is on Amazon Prime. Invincible, y'all, you guys check the new season out. We watching Castle Rock. Have you seen Silo or Paradise? Paradise just came out on Hulu.
Mm-mm.
Everybody's talking about this. Okay, it's about underground city. The government got these underground cities, and nobody knows that there's a full blown damn city like outside, but it's underground, and they got some whole government agenda with the underground city. So Silo and Paradise got that going on, but Yeah, we cover a lot of movies. You know, there's another movie coming out with Jonathan Majors. I'm looking forward to seeing because they try to take him out with the whole white girl thing. That happened. Now
Right.
he's trying to clean his image up to make him good, but but he's coming out with a movie. He's coming out in a movie where he's playing a bodybuilder. So I want to see how that is because he has to. He wants to be the world's most renowned bodybuilder, and he goes through all of these struggles to obtain that. And I think he's an excellent actor. Did you ever watch Lovecraft Country?
That was a good one.
Mm, Lovecraft Country. You seen they didn't let no season 2 continue of that.
Um,
Yeah, they shut that down. So tell the family, those who just came in late, remind them where can they find your products, what type of products. If you can show your product that you had again, let them see that, and then just give them a brief detail of what you have and what they can look forward to with your products.
okay. So you can find my products on ishaessence.com. It is linked. I sell if you have fibroids and womb issues, ladies. If you have a abnormal cycle, I have tea for that. St. John's Bush tea. I have moringa seeds and moringa powder for people with diabetes and high blood pressure, inflammation, swelling in their limbs. I have parasite cleanses. I have colon cleanses, blood cleanses. I have my aura spray. Ladies and people who love to sage, you will absolutely love my aura spray. It literally turns your aura purple, violet. And so I use it on my clients as well. Everybody loves the aura spray. I have a mouthwash that goes with this. I have a whole oral care kit. Oh, for the men, I got the strongman herb. All right. If you need more strength and like more uh, testosterone at the gym, you need more energy. It's great for that. If you have anything going on with your prostate, if you just want to perform longer in bed, it saved a lot of marriages. You know,
Okay.
yeah, the strongman herb, men absolutely love it. It gives them a jolt of energy. I have a bunch of things. I have oils. My hair growth pills are really, really dope. I mean, people always talk about like my hair. Oh, your hair is so long, and like my hair growth pills are everything. Um, but yes, please go check out my website. I love providing all natural herbs for you guys to cleanse and heal, feel better, um, and detox. And again, like I'm having a free webinar on Sunday. I'm gonna uh, put it on my Instagram page. Just had to have the flyer
Give, give them
finished.
give, give them your Instagram so they can follow. What's your Instagram page?
My Instagram is Empress Empire. So it's EMPRESSIMPIRE. Empress Empire.
Okay. Okay. And you said you got a webinar. I cut you off. So when is that? That's tomorrow, or when is it?
It's on Sunday, and it's going to be
Okay.
teaching people how to live a more holistic life, you know, giving all the sauce.
Powerful, powerful. And by the way, family, I've seen Empress push her products around the area here in Columbia, South Carolina. She has excellent products. I see her in the spiritual shops. Y'all be hearing me when I be doing, whatever lectures and in and out of these shops. She's very renowned with her products. They're great products. So make sure you guys check that out. It's Isha Essence.
Hmm.
Isha Essence is in the link below. Click the tab. All that information is there. And make sure you follow her on Facebook as well and follow her on her social media on Instagram. Is there any last words you want to leave with the family before we get up out of here?
I would like to say that no matter what is holding you down, like holding you back, whatever you feel is holding you back, like always fight because you have a whole plethora of people, a whole tribe of people who are waiting for you and the gifts that God gave you. All right. Learn your gifts and learn your talents because I ask people all the time, like, what do you like to do? What are you good at? And they don't even know, you
Mm,
know, like locate that thing that makes you different. What makes you different? What do you offer people? You know, I do have a YouTube channel. I'm gonna start posting soon on it.
okay.
Um,
Give
it's
me your
my
YouTube.
my YouTube channel is called Empress Cave. So it's EMPRESS and then the word cave, CAVE, because like I like to just be chilling in a cave, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Doing my stuff. So ducked off away from the world and then when I wanna come out and see everybody and grace everybody.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So
family, make sure you check her out on YouTube, on her social medias, and check out that webinar on Sunday of this week that she's going to be showcasing. Go to her website, Isha Essence. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's your boy, Ani Osaru. Y'all follow me, of course, the Spiritual Shade Room 1 on Instagram. This is the Spiritual Shade Room, Nagaverse Network, Camophis Academy. And we're going to sign out with that. Our Empoya, Aoshulu, Ashe to the ancestors. Peace. Namaste. Y'all have a good one.